Parasite Eve. Parasite Eve is an interesting and fun, unique game. I feel like no one talks about it. It seems a bit underrated, so I brought it upon myself to talk about it. Parasite Eve, you can see it as if Resident Evil asked to Final Fantasy, hey, let's fuck. I'm sorry, I didn't know I had to use that example, but yeah. Parasite Eve has Final Fantasy elements in it and survival horror elements in it. It really is a unique genre. This game was made by Square Enix. Back then was mostly known as Squaresoft, where people would say that was their glory days. Okay, now that we have the general information out of the way, now I'm gonna start talking about the story. Don't worry, I won't spoil it. I'll tell you where you can skip it, and I'm gonna talk about the gameplay, and I'll tell you about my thoughts after. So yeah, let's begin. Another game on the Timeless Game series. Before I ramble, I just want to say Parasite Eve, the Japanese horror novel, is a prequel to this game. So if you really want to have like the whole picture of the story, I guess you can maybe order it if you can read Japanese. I don't know if there's subs for it, whatever. Just telling you. This game takes place in 1997 on December 24th, Christmas. Aya Brea, a 25-year-old rookie cop, is going to the opera with a dude. But this would have been a night she would never forget. Yes, people are dying left and right. People are bursting into flames. This won't be a happy-go-lucky story for Aya. But she's a cop, so she's brave, but her date, he needs to grow some balls. And the actress who's magically floating in the air, I think she's the root of all the problems. I have a solid guess, I don't know why. Here she starts talking about cells, mitochondria, and you're like, what? Then after a little fight, she runs away. And when you face her again, she becomes this creature and starts saying that it's time for cells to take over the human body and rule the world and stuff. Now you understand what's going on. It's pretty much a scientific movie. The cells are going against the human body and all those type of things. I gotta say, in this form, she looks like the final boss for Final Fantasy VIII, that woman. Once you beat her, she runs away again to the sewers. Once you follow up and catch up, she starts saying you're special too, but your cells haven't awakened yet, and saying that you're not supposed to be in the side of humans, and you're supposed to be working with her to erase the human race. Your character does not understand all of these because, well, there seems to be like revelations. And, well, she leaves, and that's pretty much. If I continue talking, there will be spoilers. Now I'm gonna talk about spoilers. I'm gonna put a number on the screen so you can skip the spoilers if you want to know the story for yourself. So, yeah, let's begin. After surviving the incident, Daniel will come and pick you up. He will be like your partner in crime, your Robin to your Batman. He's gonna be one of the main characters too. Once you arrive at the police department, your boss will tell you to shut the f up because there are paparazzis that are coming in to ask you questions, and he don't want you to say some stupid shit. When the paparazzi comes, Aya doesn't care, and she starts talking about it. Like anyone in real life, no one believes a word she says. Huh. But this makes the boss furious, because he precisely told you to shut the f up, but then gets ordered to go see a researcher who might have an idea of what's going on or what happened to that place. The scientist you have to meet at the museum, Dr. Clamp, tells you a lot about the mitochondria. Stuff I can't remember honestly. But yeah, but once he hears the word Eve, he suddenly just stops talking to you. Pretty fishy, right? You'll see him later on in the story. He has his role in the story too. After leaving the museum, Daniel receives a call about something going on in a concert where his son is going to with his mom. This scares him because if Eve is there, everyone will pretty much be killed. So he hurries up to get there. When they arrive at the park, Daniel can't go in because he will combust into flames if he get any closer. So Aya has to go in because she's special, remember that. So she promised Daniel that she will bring his son back. After searching around the concert and the park, you finally meet Eve again, and she's on a horse thing. He invites you to take a ride. As you get on, the horses combust to flame and it becomes like some Ghost Rider shit. It's really cool. You proceed to fight Eve while riding the horses. It's really cool. After the fight, the horses fall on the ground because they're pretty much burning, and Aya falls off and loses conscious. When she wakes up, she sees Maida. Maida will be a secondary character too, and will be helping Aya during her adventure. Maida is a scientist from Japan. After seeing Aya on TV, he had the urge to meet her. Maida is a really weird dude. I'll show you why later. Anyways, the police department evacuated the city because how much evil was a threat. So the only people allowed in the city right now are the cops and Maida, since he's a scientist helping them out. And since this is an emergency, they go steal a gun store. After equipping themselves with powerful weapons, they head back to the museum. Once they arrive, Maida took the liberty to use Dr. Clamp's lab to take a blood sample of Aya. You can see Aya's cell is protecting him from Eve's mitochondria. Why? We don't know yet. Oh yeah, Mr. Guilty as Fuck comes in the room too. And he's mad as hell that everyone is in his lab.
Why are you in my lab? Don't you take me for a fool?
After losing his shit for a while, Daniel sees his ex-wife and son's name on the computer, and that makes him mad. And he attacks Dr. Clamp. But as you can see, Dr. Clamp is being shady as hell. After Daniel leaves him alone and they leave the place, Dr. Clamp says something really fishy. Once you arrive at the police department, you notice the place is trash and Eve came through here. Daniel goes quick to go see if his son's okay, and when you're about to go with him, Maida gives you a good luck charm. The good luck charms have nothing to do with anything, like they're just a waste of space in your inventory. I don't know why Maida gives you this. I guess it's just to get a chance to get you to be with you in bed, but they're really just a waste of space. It's crazy. The place is full of forced evolved animals, and the cop that gives you upgrades and weapon dies. Sad rip. But he gets replaced really quick with his apprentice, so who cares? And I don't know what they do with the body. I think they put him in the box over there. Once you arrive at this place, you'll notice that the boss's trusted partner, dog, cop, has been transformed into this hideous forced evolved, whatever the hell this thing is. I really don't know what it is. I don't want to find out. And you have to put it down. Oh yeah, this boss battle is annoying because he has this move that'll hit you no matter what. And it takes like half the freaking screen. Once you beat the dog, sadly you don't win a promotion, you just get his respect. And Daniel's son is safe too. Maida has a theory that Eve is trying to make the ultimate being, just like the other Eve in Japan did once before she died. So Maida tells us that we should start there first. Once you arrive at the hospital, guess what Maida gives you again? Another freaking lucky charm! Once you go on the top of the roof of the hospital, you'll encounter this monstrosity. What it is? I don't know what it is. It looks like a spider, a forced evolved spider that became a brain. Why it became a brain? Got no idea. My guess is that the forced evolved spider went to the library and he became woke. Once you find Eve tells you to go away from her, and she has a sperm, so it's already too late, blah blah blah, and is going to give birth to the ultimate being. And here you get a scene that you should never help the main character if you don't know what's going on, if you don't have plot armor. After you survive the jet crash from the hospital, you go back to the museum. And as you can see Eve is about to prepare for birth. And you try to find the room to force abort her. But as you continue your way to the museum, you'll understand that this game is changing. At first it was like Resident Evil X Final Fantasy, but now this is an orgy. Now there's freaking dinosaurs now. It's like Dino Crisis now. So the cells are going to the skeletons and making them like alive again. But not only that, they're forced evolved, so they'll be spitting out thunder or all that nonsense. You guys meet Dr. Clamp again, and he decided to drop the happy-go-lucky charade and shows his true colors. Then he tries to kill you with a slap, but then Daniel comes and saves you. He tells you that it's too late to stop Eve and he's ready to like die, so he tells Eve to kill them all on the spot. As he's dying, Aya shows concern for him, and Dr. Clamp sees this and it makes him a bit weird, so he calls humans pathetic and just dies. After that, you'll see Eve, and as you can see, she's about to give birth to a monstrosity, and so you have to force abort her. After a cool helicopter scene, you'll finally reach Eve, and as she sees, she changed her form again. This seems to be like a pregnant woman battle form thing, I don't know, but it looks cool, I guess. Creepy a bit, maybe. She asks us again if you want to join her since your cells are different from humans too, but I nicely declines and says that she is human, that's why she needs to defend them, and they go inside a fight. This part of the game where it becomes really hard because now you'll just be fighting bosses after bosses after bosses after bosses. This part of the game is crazy. You fight her first form, which is a little bit hard, but I still died a few times until I get used to it. She has this grab where it just takes a chunk of real health, it's crazy. After that, you'll fight her second form, and the second form has this devastating attack, and if you get close and get hit by it, it takes a lot of health too. Like this, at this point the game is going full hard mode, and once you beat her, it seems like everything's over. But that was just the start from the true hell you're about to experience, because now the ultimate being is born, and now he's gonna make the earth look like the freaking sun if you don't stop him. I think everyone can relate to Daniel. What the hell is that? And since they can't go close to that thing or else they'll burst into flames, they need to take a helicopter and leave the boat ASAP. And Maida tries to give you another good luck charm, but Daniel tells him to cut the voodoo crap and just they could go on the helicopter. This will bite us in the ass later, you'll see why. Once they leave, the ultimate being goes on the ship and he's gonna fight you now. And he seems really happy about this fight because look at his ugly face. When you start fighting him, you'll notice something weird. He's really freaking easy. But there's a catch. Once you beat him in that form, you'll understand what the hell's going on. And to me, this is by far one of the best moments in this game. This thing, every time you beat it, keeps evolving. This thing never freaking dies. You beat his baby form. Okay, get ready for 3 other bosses. His kid form, his teen form, and his adult form. And each fight are really intense. If you use up too much health on either bosses, you're gonna get screwed. It's hard, but at least this boss battle comes with the best music in the game by far. No contest. But if you lose, you gotta restart all the boss fight, and it's really hard. During the fight, you'll notice that bullets are not doing anything to him because he's too evolved and too powerful. You know what Maida was trying to give you at that time? It wasn't a good luck charm or anything voodoo. This time it was bullets fused with Aya's blood. So it would kill the thing, but sadly he's on the helicopter. He freaking gets out the helicopter and throws the bullets to Aya and combusts to flame. Don't worry, he's fine because he's falling in water. Thank you. Like, this moment is so freaking cool. This seems like it's possible in Resident Evil. And they survive a bunch of stupid shit. So when bullets, you think it's finally over. Psych! You'll start a chase scene. And this is weird because when I was talking I couldn't move, so I thought it was a cutscene like a text bubble and something would happen after. But I saw it moving strangely next to me and it jumped, so I paused the game and said, is this supposed to happen? Then when I depaused, I freaking died. Yeah, so next time I skipped what she said and started running immediately because that was so stupid. I couldn't even move when she was talking. And I had to restart all the bosses. You don't know how mad I was. And when I reached to the part, I just skipped what she said because I did not want to restart the bosses again. And this scene is so freaking stressful. This thing is like Resident Evil 3 when Nemesis is going after you. The thing is, Nemesis takes health from you. He doesn't kill you immediately. This thing touches you once, you're freaking dead. We start 4 boss battle. This was so stressful with the music. If this was the whole game, honestly this would have been better than Resident Evil 3, no lie. One bad decision it takes to you to fuck up and for it to take you. One bad decision, I'm telling you. Once you arrive to the computer, you activate the self-destruction sequence. Why does a boat have that? I don't know, but it's like Resident Evil, so I'll let it pass. The being hates the noise that it makes, and it makes him angry. He is so angry that he's getting faster, yeah. He's just sliding, he's like, nah, I'm gonna get you now, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna hurt you. He doesn't catch you say. Yeah, he's so mad, now he starts fucking flying, and he's 2 times faster. This shit started scaring me when it started flying. He means real business. As you can see here, the dude is just right behind me. And it takes a bit of a while to open doors when he's chasing you, it's scary. But then you jumped off the boat just in time for the boat to explode and killing the being for good this time. Finally. Of course you would need to kill the final boss for his explosion or some sort, just like Resident Evil. Maida says that Eve had some points right. Humans are parasites of the earth. They kill animals, they have war against themselves, and said she had some points, but what she was doing was a bit too extreme. And they look at the ocean. It's finally over this time. They go back to the same opera where they went to at the beginning of the game, just to have fun. And when fire gets on the scene, the characters get scared as hell. They think Eve is back, so they get off their chair and start getting worried that stuff will happen again. But no, it's just a normal opera. Someone in the audience tells them to sit down and they say sorry. It's pretty funny because it's normal. That's how they're going back to where it all started. Then they listen to the opera, but this scene bugs me. It's so weird. It seems like Aya's cells are now they defeated Eve. They're like, hey, now we can take over this world. And look what's going on with this cutscene. I don't know, I'm getting mixed vibes from this ending. It seems like she's evil, but at the same time she doesn't seem. I don't know. But when you check Parasite Eve 2, it seems like she stayed good. Gameplay. The gameplay is really fun and interesting. When you walk around the area, you'll get into a random encounter. The gameplay is pretty simple. You move around, you shoot. The green big bubble around you will tell you how far you can shoot. If they're out of the bubble range, that means when you shoot them, you're most likely to miss. This game has diverse weapons. Handguns, well, it's pretty much a basic weapon, but they're pretty quick. Shotgun, short range, but a powerful punch if you're close. A machine gun has the longest reach, but the weakest attack. And the bazooka is the slowest weapon in the game, but it packs the most powerful punch. You can upgrade your weapons too, or add powers onto it. You can do, ice damage, fire damage. You can put something that'll put the enemy to sleep. You have a lot of things like that. It's really cool. You can make your weapon those a lot of bullets inside. There's a really a lot of things to do in it. And I didn't play around with those upgrades too much because, at first I didn't need it, and I was like, hey, I might find a better weapon later on, so I will just take the best weapon and upgrade them to the max. But I reached at the end of the game, and I had to stay with the weapons I had, and they weren't the most powerful stuff, but it helped a lot. I have to say one thing, every enemy you encounter has a different, playstyle, I guess? They always approach you differently, and you have to find out their pattern. And I have to say that the stages where you fight them, the areas you fight them, they're completely random sometimes. It could be to advantage, so you can run away. it could be really not your advantage, and you're just a small corridor and they come in at both sides. It's really hard sometimes. The game does not care about you. It's really, really tough. Hell, sometimes you have a big enemy that takes like the whole screen, and you have this little area you can like avoid attacks. Oh, and you get skills too in this game. Like you can get moves like haste, where it makes you faster, so you can get your turn faster and like attack more and avoid attacks. You can heal yourself, pretty much like cure. It's pretty much like a Final Fantasy. You get this energy blast that does a lot of damage. You have this like kind of limit break where it does a lot of damage, but leaves you open. It's really fun, I have to say. Like the combat is just really engaging. I don't see how anyone cannot like it, especially if you're an RPG fan. The bosses are tough, the enemies are tough. It's pretty much think before you shoot. You can't play brain dead at all. There's always a sense of strategy with each encounter. It's really fun. The enemy design is pretty disgusting. Like they're creepy, they're ugly. That's the freaking point, since it's like a Resident Evil. I keep saying that on this video, holy shit. But like I like the enemy designs. It's creepy. You get a sense of it's a mutated animal. It really looks like it. There's no weird anything out of place. Everything just fits. The music is okay, but the one that like stands out the most is pretty much the final boss theme, because it's like really good. And the battle theme is fine too. It's really catchy. It's cool, but it's not amazing, but it's pretty great. There's like 2 or 3 songs you might like. In general, anyway, the story is really fine. It's really great. It's not boring. It's pretty fun for what you get. Enemies are really great. Different strategy. They can do everything. I'm repeating myself, am I, huh? Music could be a little bit better, but you'll have this 1 or 2 song you might like. And gameplay wise, it's just really, really great. This is really my favorite classic game, honestly. It's really fun, gameplay wise. Anyways, I hope you get a chance to play it yourself. I really, really strongly recommend it, honestly. Parasite Eve is one of those underrated games, I have to say. I played it and I'm surprised no one really talks about it. Like, this shit is like, it's like something you would find on eBay, but like at the last page. Something like that. Like, people should talk about it more, honestly. It's a really solid game. So yeah, I had a really fun playing this game a lot. So yeah, have a good one. And the next video is gonna be maybe about Octopath or Devil May Cry. So see ya.